The number one question that I get asked again and again and again is foot pics, but the number two question is, how do I find a tabletop gaming group? So many of you really want to be playing, but just haven't found your people. I believe no matter who you are, where you live, what game you want to play, at least one of these tactics will work for you.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
Oh, ye of little faith. Let's start with the obvious place, your social circle. Oh, come on, obviously I've already looked into that. If I had friends that were interested in starting a game, we'd be playing already. Slow down. Before you write off everybody you know as potential players, let's be thorough. Let's start with the basics. Have you talked with your friends, your acquaintances, your family, your coworkers? Do they know that you're interested in starting or joining a tabletop gaming group? Word of mouth can be powerful, but you won't find out that your cousin is starting a Call of Cthulhu game or that your coworker's brother wants to get a D&D group together if nobody knows that you're looking. Or you might be the catalyst. When I approached some friends about my first D&D game, a bunch of them said, oh yeah, I've been wanting to play too, but nobody was doing it until I got the ball rolling. Maybe you do know the right people, but they just need somebody to take the reins. You also might be surprised by who wants to play. Don't let your assumptions about people stop you from finding a connection. Especially now that tabletop games are becoming more mainstream, a lot of people are curious. So instead of thinking, nah, that person would never be into this kind of thing, cast your net wide. Next time somebody says, what's new with you? You can always answer, I've been thinking about getting some people together to play Pathfinder. Do you know anybody who might be interested? What if I have friends who are interested, but we don't have a game master? You know game masters can be created, right? You yourself can accomplish this transformation. In fact, everybody can learn together. Nobody needs to already be an expert. I have some friends who recently tried a D&D game where every single person involved, including the dungeon master, knew almost nothing about the game. They hadn't even watched any actual play shows or anything. They just bought the starter kit and took a stab at it. To be honest, I was a little bit nervous for them when they told me, because when I first started, I already had a good basic handle on the rules from watching Critical Role, and our dungeon master had a ton of experience. But they had a blast. Last time I talked to them, they were still playing. I think if nobody knows what they're doing, it takes some of the pressure off. There's no expectation, you're just exploring a new thing together. I think that's awesome. Trust me, nobody that I know wants to play. All of my friends are commercial airline pilots who are always traveling, and I come from a family of renowned professional frisbee golfers who don't care about board games. And I work alone as a personal chef for cats. Okay, fine, let's assume you've exhausted your social circle. Obviously, it can be a little scary to play with strangers, but who knows? They might end up being some of your closest friends once you've battled an ancient red dragon together. So if you still want to play in person, but your own crowd doesn't have any leads, it's time to expand your search and try to find local connections. If you have a local game store or board game cafe or bar, that's a great place to start. Check to see if they have events for the kinds of games you want to play. For example, Adventurers League. It's an ongoing official D&D campaign where you can just bring your own character and drop in for a game. Or my local game store has D&D and Pathfinder meetups every single week, and they even have monthly Learn to Play nights. Even if your local stores don't have events for the games that you're interested in, they could still be a great place to connect with local gamers. What if I don't have any local game stores? General community spaces like your local library or your school, if you're a student, might have gaming clubs. And if not, they might at least have a bulletin board or something where you can post a notice. Like, I'm starting a weekly Masks a New Generation game. Email me here to sign up. You can do the same thing in online spaces dedicated to your local area. For example, there's a Facebook group for my neighborhood, and groups for specific types of people in my city, like dog owners, people with houseplants, queer people. My neighborhood is also on Nextdoor. A bunch of people on Twitter said that they found their group on meetup.com. Social spaces like that are a great place to put out a call for players. Also, you can check out local conventions and participate in tabletop programming if they have it. You might make new friends and connections there, but even if you don't, at least you get to play a little during the event. You don't understand. I live in a very remote rural town with a population of 73. I have to drive 45 minutes to buy toilet paper. There is really nobody around. Okay, fine. If local resources fail, there's a big internet out there full of people just like you who are looking for the right game. All you have to do is find them. Probably the easiest place to look is Roll20. It's a virtual tabletop and it has a robust looking for group system with a ton of games that even allows you to specify the times and days you're available or mark if you're a new player. And it's free, although there are paid games available on the platform if you want. Sometimes if you have the budget for it, that can make it easier to find a game that's consistent and that everybody involved is really dedicated to. If you're not a Roll20 fan and would rather play on another platform, you can always check out Facebook groups, subreddits, and Discord servers for your game of choice. Almost any space dedicated to a tabletop game includes areas or resources for people who are looking to join or start games. I'm in a few different Facebook groups for D&D, and there are always people posting about games seeking new players or just asking if anybody has a game they can join. If all else fails, maybe check out the comments section here. I'm always getting comments from people who want to know how to find a game, so maybe I can be the connection point. Now, from what I've seen, online games appear to have the highest potential for failure. But honestly, since online games are the easiest to find and attend, I think this can kind of balance itself out. Maybe each game is a little less likely to succeed, but there are so many online games that you can just keep trying until you find a game that feels right for you. Well, I can't do that because I'm a glaciologist taking ice cores in Antarctica, and I don't have internet access. And the other scientists won't play games with me anymore ever since the Parcheesi incident. Well, unless you can teach seals to roll dice, I guess you're out of luck. Yeah, I knew you couldn't help me. This video sucks. Although, you could always check out my solo D&D video. It's right here. It's like a choose your own adventure. It's not quite the same as playing with a group, but it's fun in its own way. And you don't have to worry about scheduling. The number one question that I get asked again and again and again is, why are your eyebrows blue? Has anyone ever told you that you kind of look like Maisie Williams? Why is this in my feed? What's the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow?